Welcome to another video from Garden Design Tools. Today's video is all about exploring Lumion VR images using Sentio VR software. My name is Katerina, I'm a garden designer and I see you. Welcome to another video from Garden Design Tools, and today's video is all about exploring Lumion VR images. One of the options that you can use these images and how you can use these images in your VR headset. I'm using today an app, Sentio VR, and this is a paid app, okay? So I'm using it right now, the 14-day trial, which if it's something you're interested in, I really suggest you do it. I will add all the links in the description of this video if you're interested. So Sentio VR, basically it's a platform that you can present your VR images, being in a headset, 360 images that people can see on a browser, for example, with text, with links. So it's really interesting app. Plus you can do as well with Revit models and SketchUp, but this is something we're going to explore in other videos. Today I'm just concentrated in Lumion. So basically you have a few ways to present your images when it comes to your VR headset, and that's walkthroughs, or and I'm just going to show you, the app. So you have the 3D walkthroughs, and that's what I do with SketchUp, that basically you can choose some different points in your model and actually seems like you're not walking, you're just transporting to there, you know, it's like you don't feel like you're walking, you just transport it to there using the remote in your hand. But what you can do with Lumion is just the 360 tours, and this is a few points like we did before, or that if you use my Lumion, a bit of the same thing. So it's like a few points in your project that you can actually go to and do a 360 from that point. Plus here you can add text, you can add your logo. So there's a few things that I think this is interesting, comparing just with the normal images of my Lumion, for example. So we're gonna go through a little bit of the process in my Lumion program. So what basically you do, and you see I have an Oculus Go, but you can use in all the Oculus and Quest 2 for sure as well. So basically I've chosen like 3 points, and when you render, you don't actually go to the gear VR option, you just do the generic one, okay? Have the stereoscopic on. It's gonna take you much longer to do the rendering, but I think it's worth it. It's much better quality. And I'll do the medium, and that's fine. I have an Oculus Go which is really low res anyway in each eye, so you know, medium, it's fine. Let's explore just a little bit of the platform now. So this is what you see. When you have your free trial, it's just one project, and you can have, and in one project you can actually have a walkthrough. So if you go here, you can have a walkthrough. So I have a SketchUp walkthrough, or I will have when I do the video. So I've tried already. So you can be SketchUp or Revit, as you can see, or you can create a tour, okay? So I'm just going to create a tour in this project. So I'm just going to go and see. So I have this tour here that I've added my images. I'm going to create a tour just from the beginning, just to show you how it is, okay? So let's go a little bit back. So this is what you get when you sign in the first time around. I'm going to show you, and if you work with Oculus, you know that you have probably in your iPad or in your phone the Oculus app, so where you see all the apps you've installed. So you can just go and search in the store, okay? I'll add the link in the description. Search in the store Sentio VR, okay? It's a free app, and this is the actual app that you're gonna see, and this is how you're actually gonna see inside your Oculus VR headset, okay? So it's pretty cool, it's pretty interesting. So basically you upload your tours, your 3D walkthroughs, in the platform on your browser, and you have immediate access in your VR when you access that app. Okay, so basically I have one project here. I can create a tour because I raised just one. When you're doing your trial version, I only have 7 days, and a walkthrough as well that we're gonna do it with a SketchUp model after. So let's create a new tour. So basically this is what you get, and you drag and drop your images. So I'm just gonna go and search for my images. I actually have only 2 right now here. I'm just gonna do 2 just to show you. Okay, so I have here my two images. So they are basically normal 360 panorama images. So when you have that option in Lumion, you don't go to the VR, to the Gear VR or the Oculus option. You just do the normal 360. Okay, next. So it's uploading and it's doing the creation. What I found interesting here in this app is the actual interactivity that you can, and is the different ways you can present this. So with this tour, I can have this tour just for my client to see in their Oculus, so I can have a link and share with them, or I can actually share the link of the browser presentation that he can, put this in a bigger window and just explore a little bit like my Lumion. But in here I can actually add logos, I can actually add audio, images, 2D images, floor plans, etc. So it seemed to me this was a bit of for commercial housing as well, like I'm missing the word. I'll get the word in a bit. Anyway, to explore, for them to agents to show the house they are selling. I'm missing the word, I don't know why. Anyway, this is really interesting for Lumion images, because as you can see here, you have the different scenes. So in here you can download, of course you'll give better names than this. You download all your scenes. And you can go to 40 images. Okay, this is to save the view from the beginning. Okay, depends on the view you want the client as a little bit as the same thumbnail or something like that. In here you can do hotspots. So drag and drop to connect to other images. This is really interesting. For example, if in this area of outdoor kitchen you wanted to go and show the real image of that kitchen, of that furniture, you're suggesting something like this. This is really interesting because I can come. In the hotspots, what you can do is connect some area with another area. Imagine that you have a lot of 360 images and a lot of viewpoints. You can come here, and for some reason, if you wanted to connect this area with another panorama image, you can do like this. Okay, I'm not going to do right now because there is not much interest in here for me to do that, and I don't have a lot of panorama images, but this is something we can do. In here in notes, it's really interesting because imagine that you have this furniture and you want to actually show some details about the furniture, sizes, maybe an image of the real thing. This is where you can do. You can have a title, a description, and you add an image and an icon. Okay, the icon you can choose between these ones, and an image. To see an image in here, I'm just going to delete this now. I'm going to cancel it. You actually just go here first. Okay, all the images, your logo, some hotspot image that you want to add there, some for the notes, a floor plan. So really interesting if you want to just have an aerial view of the of your project, that you can actually mark where the panorama images are. You can download it here, the floor plan, some audios, even in just your voice or some music. Make sure you have the copyrights, a map point if you want to locate it, and videos. So you upload everything first, and then you actually start using it with these settings. So I can actually go for an audio here as well. So I can have here my, okay, you have a default audio. So I'm just going to show you. It's just some like this birds environment thing. But you could have here something like you talking about it, or a presentation, or just music if you want to, or just environment. So you have audio, you have the background. So again, you can have the background of the whole presentation, and you can have the birds thing going on. Okay, like this. The map point. You need to upload the floor plan. So this is just to locate the area, and you can have a video as well. Of course, you need to upload video first. Okay, so you see you have a lot of options, really interesting stuff. So I'm just going to save the tour and just quickly give it a name and a description. And YouTube presentation. That's the name of my project, and only project. Of course, after you could have a lot of projects if you actually thinking in I think it's saved already. Oh, let me refresh this. So I've done a few just a little editing. So when you go home to your home and Sentio VR in your projects or in your tours, but let's go to the project. You're going to see your all your portfolio, your walkthroughs, and your 360 tours, and the 360 tours is what we want. Of course, you can see here some options as well. So it contains a 3D model, and that's the SketchUp one in the walkthrough that we're going to do a YouTube video about as well. We can edit this project. So you have reached this is the trial. Of course, in here the editing are a bit limited. Open monitoring URL. So let's go and see what that's all about. And this is like the setting of your presentations. So in here right now I only have this one. Let's close this off. And of course you can delete it, but let's go to the 360. That's where we've got your Lumion VR images. So you can see on the web, you can view in a device. So if you have the app installed, you go to your projects and you have this to see straight away in your headset, okay? Or you can launch a meeting, and this is pretty cool because this is a presentation option if you want to share this at the same time with a client, for example, okay? So present in the VR device, okay? And they have here a code. So just a quick thing before I actually go through. You have a code. Your Sentio has a code that you need to upload that code to write it out in your VR headset. Okay, so it's always the same code. You can record it and it's always there after. But just so you know, so everything is with codes, as you can see here. But imagine that you can as well present it with VR, so your client can see this this project. It just needs this code to upload in their headset, okay? But what we're gonna do now is just view it in the in browser. So it's loading. So I have added a few things just to show you. So one thing I've noticed, and sometimes you need to wait a little bit. It seems like the logos, they take a little bit of time sometimes to upload. I don't know, I'm not sure why. So you can see, I've got it here. There is a logo there, you see. So you can see, you can hide the info or show. You have the different scenes here. And this is how your client will view this. So, you know, it's just for you to understand what is actually viewing. So names are important. Of course, you will give a better description than this. You can share it here or go full screen. Let me hide the full screen. or hide the menu. Okay, so I've added a few information points. So imagine that you have a pool area here, and you can have here a bit of a description. Okay, more than that, imagine that you have some description about the planting, and if he actually clicks, it should come up with the image bigger as well. There we go. So you can have this for planting, for example, which is really interesting way to show your plant with the 3D real photos of the planting. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And you know, you can have here the images after, and the deck, just some information about the deck. But really interesting is if you actually upload images as well. So imagine that you have here, I have here another information point, and this is about online courses, and you can have this bigger to click and for the client to see. Of course the links don't work, but you know, extra information with some images is pretty cool, I think. Let's go back. So you have here these little details in terms of presentation that I think are really interesting, and you can see this in the headset as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put you a quick video in the end of this YouTube presentation, just to show you the how you see in the Oculus VR. Don't forget the image is not straight because I'm recording on the Oculus, but I think it's pretty cool, and you can get a sense of how it is in terms of presentation. So the app, I think it really depends how much work and how you're going to use it, because for me the only problem here is the pricing. I think the app is pretty perfect in everything, but the pricing is a bit steep. Especially if we are still figuring out how we actually going to use VR to start with. Okay, so as you can see here is the minimum, the light version, it's $79. So if you're just a freelancer or a garden designer just on your own, or a landscaper like I am, it's pretty early in this process of virtual reality to just invest $79 a month, or euros, whatever this goes after for euros. But you know, it's pretty amazing. In terms of what I wish an app will do with being Lumion or SketchUp models, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wish you will do. The meetings is really interesting. All the information you can add, videos only until 50 megas, but just little presentations you can add there. So everything is perfect except the price for me anyway. I think it's just a question of how you gonna, okay, if we invest this money, how this is gonna convert in actually more money to you in terms of client presentations, or it's still really early in the business to figure this out. But yeah, I think it's interesting. There is some other options. For example, My Lumion is a cheaper option for free if you have already invested in Lumion. There is after some SketchUp options. If you're using Twinmotion, for example, Twinmotion has a whole inside a presentation thing, pretty similar with this one in terms of what you can do. It's pretty cool, pretty complete. I wish Lumion, I'm hoping that this is going to be one of the Lumion update this coming November, or normally when they have their update, early update. So I'm hoping that VR and this kind of interactive presentation is one of the things they're going to update, because I think it's needed. But in terms of app, yeah, this is pretty perfect. This is everything I wish an app like this would do. Really nice to work with the headset, simple, you know, straightforward, pretty cool. He updates straight away once you add your things in the browser. He updates straight away. For me, it's the price really. I'm just not seeing it being an investment someone like me, for example, could do. this early in this kind of presentation. Okay, but let me know what you think, and I'll add all the description, all the links in the description of this video. Bye bye, guys. So this is actually how you see once you in Gear VR. You actually upload your code, your access code, and once you've done, you have access to your tours and to your 3D walk tours. Okay, 360 tours and the 3D walk tours. So 360 is where my Lumion images are. So once you clicked, you need to wait a little bit so the loading can happen. And what you see here in blue is my remote, okay, my hand remote that you can see here. And you can see here, it never appeared. Every time I test it, it doesn't appear here, my logo. I don't know why, if it's something to do with software. But you have here all the information points. As you can see, you can just close it and open. You're seeing, once you're in with the gear, you see the image straight. But right now you can see that the images are here. The film it's a bit on the side, but once you actually with the Oculus gear, you see them straight. You need to wait always a little bit for the loading to happen, okay, from going one scene to the other, but it's pretty cool. Again, stereoscopic setting in Lumion, it's important to have the real sense of depth. And you can see here, and you can read pretty clearly with the Gear VR. This is the Oculus Go. You can read pretty clear. Of course, this image is actually better than you actually seeing in the Oculus Go. So if you have any experience, you know that's a lower resolution. But that's it, guys. That's the Sentio app.